Hey, I'm back. Sorry for the absence for the last 2 days. I actually had my truck in the shop. I had the steering column replaced, got some other stuff done, just some routine maintenance, got my window fixed and my driver's side window. The channel where the window comes down in was getting pinched from the door getting jacked open too hard during some wind. And the stopper that was there bent, and every time I close it, it would pinch that channel where the window came down, so I had to get that fixed. Good news is everything's running awesome. Truck's working great. The steering column is fantastic. I didn't realize how much my other steering column had gotten loose. And so we're all good to go for this season, and now I can continue on with my truck build. So what I wanted to go over today, or actually this evening, are the things that I'll be adding to my truck as far as electronics. Basically, I want to talk about the secondary battery system, and then also the lights that I plan to run on the top of my truck for security, and also for any sort of night driving on trails. It's important to have really good lighting when you're doing trails at night, because you could potentially damage your undercarriage or your suspension. And so I had a company out of New Jersey, they're called Nilight, Nilight, and their website is nilight.com. They contacted me and were like, hey, if you want to have some light bars at no charge, just do a video about the lights. And so I emailed them back with some ideas, and we're kind of collaborating on a few things. I'm really excited to get those because I think that's really going to help. I had some problems with camp security last year. I had 3 coolers stolen throughout the year. I had a person come into my camp at night when I was sleeping in the back of my truck, and I had one of my coolers tucked in underneath the truck, and it was locked down with a master cord, like a master lock cord that locks in. They cut the cord and stole my cooler. And then I had a backpack stolen, a Tenkara fly fishing rod, and also a camp stove. So I'm hoping that with the lights, and also I'm going to add an alarm system, and then with a more secure topper, people can still get into the topper. Even if your topper is locked, it's not hard to pop it open. And that was what was frustrating for me, is that the topper is awesome, but it didn't have the greatest locking mechanism on it. So I feel like this build with the pop out is going to create a solid back. I can lock everything in there. I can lock the slide in area in, and it's going to be anchored to everything in the truck, and I won't have to worry about people getting in there. So why don't we go ahead and start? I'll start with the secondary battery system and show you guys what that's going to be like, and explain how that'll work, and then we'll go over the lighting system. All right, so the secondary battery system is going to be real simple. Here's the main battery, and what it is a tray that they make for this, to where you can have 2 batteries sitting side by side, or you can tuck in a battery. Can't really see it, it's right there. And there's another section over on the driver's side, or passenger side, right here, to where it can house a battery. So basically what you have is an isolator to where the main battery, when you're driving, it will actually charge the secondary battery. Then when you turn your vehicle off, the isolator makes sure that the energy is only pulled, or the energy that you use to operate electronics is only pulled from the secondary battery. That way you don't drain your main one that has the cranking power to start your engine. And so that's going to be really beneficial. I'm planning on just initially running some lights with the battery system, and also a motion sensor for security. So I'll have a 51-inch light bar up here that just goes all the way across the front, which will be pointing out this way, obviously. And then for the roof rack basket, let's hop up here. On all 4 corners, I'm going to go ahead and mount a 4-inch by 4-inch LED light. Each one has 1260 lumens. And then right here in the middle portion, I'll probably have it to where the underneath side here has a motion sensor sticking out this way on both sides. And that will create a perimeter of 30 feet around my truck, so that if big animals come in, or weird humans in the middle of the night, I'll be able to go ahead and that'll light up, and then it'll wake me up, and then I'll be ready for any threats that come into camp. Because it's, being as far back as I am in the backcountry, it is a little bit sketch being solo. And so even with my dog, I just feel like it's important to have additional camp security. So those are the lights that I'm going to do. And like I said, the company's Nilight, so I'm really excited to work with them. And then on the interior here, we've got the roof rack actually has these screws that come down, okay? This is from the track that we have up here on top. So this track's mounted to the topper, and the screws come down, and you can actually pop off, you can pop off these little covers that exposes the nut that's underneath there. You can unscrew the nut and then wrap things around them to create like a web of you know, a place to store quick grab items underneath here. So that's what I'm going to do right now, and I'll get that on film to show you guys how you can go ahead and set that up. It's pretty simple to do, but I want to go ahead and show you just in case if anybody has questions on how to get this set up. The roof rack basket, this thing used to fit, you know, pretty tight across top, but just over time it gets stretched out. So I think it's about time for me to take that off. It's not fitting very properly, and it's just kind of a pain, to be honest with you, with how loose it is. So I figured I'd cut that up and use that for the material to make the webbing system in here that's going to hang down from underneath the top of the roof rack. So we'll get cranking, and then the last thing I'm going to do tonight, which I won't videotape because it'd be boring to do, I'm just going to sand this stuff up and make sure that all the rough edges are all taken care of. And then tomorrow we're going to work on the box component that comes up here, then work on the enclosure and also the sleeve, the weather sleeve, to when you pull it out, it's still protected from all the elements and has a good seal. And I think for the bed system, you know, I was talking about how there's that bench there that just lays back in there. I was considering doing some sort of like slide system where it would go boop, you know, and come back down. But I'm not going to do that. I think it'd be too much of a pain. And I want to have the flexibility of taking the back cushion out, because we're gonna put a cushion on here, probably like some sort of canvas cushion. Take that out, and if I want to use it by the campfire or to sit on a camp, then I'd be good to go. So that's what's up for today, and I literally just got my truck back. It's like 6 p.m. right now, so I don't have much time to work on stuff. So I figured I'd just take care of these miscellaneous things real quick, and then tomorrow we'll get back to the actual build. So thanks for following along, and we've probably we're thinking we can get most of this stuff done this weekend. And then I'm going to start going out and testing things and making sure everything's all dialed in. And the secondary battery system, I'm working with truck stuff here in Kansas, or here in Wichita, and I've got a consultation with them on Friday to get everything squared away. So I'll let you guys know what comes of that. So anyway, here we go. Okay, so I took all the little clips off, and I'm going to save those just in case if I need them for something else. But this is basically what's left over. It's just a big web of bungee cord, and so I'm going to cut it to size, and it's basically going to be like, I'd say 4 feet wide by 4.5 feet long. And we're just going to attach it up to the underside of the interior ceiling. And what I'll be able to put up there is like, you know, jackets, coats, sheets, lightweight stuff like, you know, pillows, just different things like that I want up out of the way, either during the day or when I'm driving. And so I'm going to go ahead and attach it on the inner side, like I said, to those screws that come down from the roof rack tracks that are for where the roof rack is mounted on top of the topper. And it's going to be easy. I've seen a bunch of other people do this, and it works out really well. So I'm going to go ahead and get this cut up and then put up underneath it. I'll show you what the end product looks like. All right, check it out. Got my little bungee stuff area webbing up. It's went up real easy. That's very simple to install. The area is pretty small. It's not super big. I didn't go all the way to the back over there. I just decided to put it in and attach it right here in the back, and then leave some open space. That way if I'm sitting right there, you know, I can just reach up and stuff up in there, like, you know, coats or jackets, pillows, sheets, you know, whatever I need to. And that way it's up and out of the way if I'm working on the bench there. So coming up tomorrow, what we're gonna do is build the box. We're considering different door options for the back here. And once the box is in, we're gonna frame it and put it in, then figure out the door, and then build the interior sleeve to make it weatherproof. And then we're gonna start working on the cabinets. So stay tuned for that, and thanks for watching.